Hola, ¿cómo estás? Peace and blessings. So, I am in my room. For those that was in the, y'all gonna have to excuse me in my dress, my skirt. But for those that were in the, in my class, my intensive, the fasting intensive, I am back and I'm actually in the same place that I was in before. If it gets too hot up here, then I'm going to go downstairs. So anyway, we may be switching around, but right now it feels really good. I took a divine and wonderful, let me just make sure I got everything I need. I took a divine and wonderful nap. I took a 2-hour nap from 12 to 2, and it was fabulous. And right now I'm drinking some spirulina water. And it is doing wonders for me. So I'm loving it. Adding that spirulina to your life is going to help you so much. So Feliz Sabado. No, Feliz Domingo. Feliz Domingo. So take a break. So I'm just going to allow you ladies to come in, and I hope you do it soon because I'm very excited about this course. And for those that are watching, it's going to be great. For those that are watching the replay, it's going to be great as well. Hold on. See me crawling. I don't like to have things in the back of me that's not together. It bothers me. Okay, so where you ladies be on this? My first customer. My first queen. My first Lorena, the queen. Hey, sweetie. Let's see. Camille. Hey, Camille. Hola. Hola, ladies. So what I want for us to do, first of all, I took my nap. I slept for 2 hours. It was great. Probably an hour, 40 minutes, somewhere along that line. And it was absolutely magnificent. So I feel alive, and I feel so much better, and I feel in my body, and I feel relaxed, and I feel ready for this course. And I hope that you are too. So the first thing that I'm going to ask everyone to do as you come in, and I'll repeat it as ladies are coming in, is please, you're going to need a notebook. So please get a notebook and a pen, or a cuaderno y bolígrafo, or lápiz. So either way, a pencil, pen, or a notebook, something to write in, because this is actually interactive. So we're working on the subconscious. And one wonderful way of actually working with the subconscious is writing things down and actually having conversations with the subconscious. So we're going to do a lot of that. This is really a workshop. It's a 2-hour workshop, and that's what I'm going to start calling them, especially something like this, because I think it's very important. So first, I just want us to start off in a very relaxed state. A lot of us did a lot to get here on time. A lot of us did a lot, and we're making sure the children are secure. We're making sure that if we needed to make food for somebody, we're doing that. We're making sure that, we are here, right now. And we may have done a lot to do that. So the first thing that I want us to do is just to, let me just make sure my volume is up, yes. It's just to, and also one other thing, and then I'll be done. Okay. Okay, ladies. And I'm a makeshift tripod. It's not a tripod. It's a step stool. I just want us to relax. So that's the first thing that I want us to do, is to relax. Okay, so Camille, let me know, and Shelly, let me know if you can hear me by giving me a thumbs up, because I also want to know if you do want to make a comment that you'll be able to do that. So just give me a thumbs up, ladies, and let me know that you can hear me before we go any further. Oh, this thing, these tops, I don't like these lids. Let me just make sure you can if you give me a thumbs up, I know that you're here. And I don't see, oh, wait a second, it's okay, see. Yes, hello, Queens. Hey, Shelly, I see thumbs up. I see conversation. I see the, okay, hola, ¿cómo estás? Ladies, I just want you to relax. So I'm going to ask everyone, whether you're here live or you're watching the replay, I'm just going to ask everyone to take a minute to actually just close your eyes for a second. And you can take your hands, and either your hands can be any way. A lot of people say, okay, put your hands in the receiving mode on top of your knees. But I'm going to say something opposite. I'm going to say put your hands in any way that you want. If you feel better with your hands up on your knees in the receiving mode, sometimes I feel better actually just on my knees. And I want you to find a comfortable position, because we are going to do a lot of heart healing work and a lot of an opening of the heart. And so you actually will feel that. There is and I'm going to do that before the end of the class, there is a asana or a posture that is in yoga where you're doing it, and it's just kind of going backwards, and you're fully opening up the heart. And I remember a friend of mine who took a lot of yoga classes and studied yoga. She said that oftentimes this particular position that we do in yoga, a lot of women who have been raped or violated, and she specifically talked about rape, sexual violation, have a difficult time doing that yoga position and opening up. So I'm only telling you that to say that if you don't think that the connection between what has happened to you, even though the feeling of it or the remembrance of it, the memory of it is in your subconscious, it's affecting your body. It's affecting literally your body being able to fully open up. And if it's affecting your body, then it's probably of course, it's already affected the mind before it could even affect the body. And if it affected the mind, then the spirit was affected. And the way the spirit was affected is the reason why you're here. Do you understand? If you are carrying extra anything, whether it's extra weight on some levels, whether it's a tumor on some levels, whether it's any kind of growth, especially particularly in the womb area, but not just that, in the heart area, heart disease, heart not pumping properly, rapid heartbeat, heart murmurs, right? Because a lot of the things that deal with the heart, it's not necessarily sometimes things that we're actually even carrying now. Some people say, well, I was born with a heart murmur. I was born with a heart defect. And so you think, well, am I carrying this from other lives? I'm going to say maybe. But what I really think it is the mother, your mother, pregnancy, what I know, and I gave you that example, what I know about pregnancy and the carrying of you in the womb, of carrying you in the womb, of your mother carrying you in your womb, is if she wasn't feeling it, you're going to feel what she wasn't feeling, and you're going to feel what she was. And a lot of it is that. So just know that possibly in this 2 hours, you'll be able to heal her heart as well. Because wherever she is, whether she is on the earthly plane or in the etherical plane or in the heavenly plane, the healing will be done for her as well. So we're talking about some deep heart healing. But I want to say something to you, black woman. You're the one to do it. There's no other woman, I believe, in the universe. And I know that way, that moves from their heart like a black woman, that has the heart of a black woman. When we say this, oh, she has heart, we mean she has courage, she has strength. When we say, oh my God, her heart is so good, it means she is closer to the divine, closer to God. She's a person who serves and a person who gives. Does that sound like you? A person that gives a lot. That gives, when you nurturing, a lot of women think we're nurturing from the womb, but in actuality, the moon already produced the child. What happens after that? We're nurturing from the heart. So when we have an inability to nurture, and a lot of us are not healing here from, per se, just a relationship from an intimate relationship, meaning a love relationship, maybe even a sexual relationship. Some of us are healing from the most primal, intimate relationship that one could ever have, and it's the relationship with your mother and the relationships that she had with your father. Because no matter if you had one, he was in your life or not, he is a part of your life in the sense you're made up of him as well. So let's not just talk about the healing of and the carrying of from your mother. What about your father? Nobody really talks about the brokenness and the brokenheartedness of men. and that they're coming to the table with some serious hurt. They've seen things that have happened to their mother. I notice men that have mothers who were beaten. This is really domestic violence, that are victims, so to speak, or people of domestic violence. I tend that their hearts shut down very, very quickly, because a lot of times a man felt like he could not protect his mother, whether it's from his father, his stepfather, her boyfriend. So a lot of men are really, you think that you can't open your heart, or you think that your heart might be closed. At least you're thinking. You at least you think that you know that there's a possibility that something's not right. But a lot of men don't know that. That primal relationship for a man with his mother, OMG, it is the effect that it later has on everything in his life, and you are in his life, is huge. So a lot of times, a lot of relationships you're dealing with men whose heart was closed, and especially men, again, whose mothers were violated, whose mothers were abused, especially that physical abuse. A lot of times women who are battered, a lot of times are battered by men who saw their father or some significant male in their life batter their mother on a physical level. So I want to make sure you hear me, because this is some very important stuff, so that you know who you're dealing with before you actually deal with yourself and understand why your heart might be closed. You want to understand why his is. So listen, we're going to do something together. It is very hot in here because it's probably over 90 degrees and the house might be hotter. So we're going to allow ourselves to get some air conditioning, okay? Because you know why? We deserve it. So we're going to get some air conditioning. We're going to put that on and that on, which means now I'm going to close the windows, ladies. So just hold on one sec. And I want you to ponder on what I said and think about, I'm going to put you lovely ladies right here. Don't worry, I know it's a curtain, sorry. It's all about taking good care of ourselves, and one way to do that is don't penny pinch when it's hot. That's what I'm learning. Okay, we're going to close this window as well. So I'm going to put you ladies right here. Oops, that's the thing. It's like, no, you can't put me there. Oops. Samba malato. Hold on, ladies. Okay. And I'm going to say some things today that might shock you. I'm going to say some things today. There we go. And I'm right near the vent, so yay! Okay, and if y'all see my little drawers, don't you worry about it. Okay, so I feel so much better. Let's just make sure that we're all here. Shelly, Camille, yes. Okay, good. Okay, great. Okay, ladies. So Shelly, Camille, I just want to make sure you have a pen and book or some type of paper, something to write in or write from, because we're going to be doing some real live workshopping, and I'm going to be asking you questions in a whole bit. Y'all, the things that the ancestors gave me, I just want to make sure that I'm giving you what they gave me, and it was very profound. So I want to start with this idea of metaphysics, because I think that we all have a basic understanding of what metaphysics is. And so let's just get the definition of the word metaphysics. So metaphysics means beyond, meta, the physical. It basically means that it's stuff that we cannot see, but that's operating in our lives. And not only is it operating in our lives, but it's affecting our lives as well. So it's things that are affecting our lives, operating in our lives, and affecting our lives as well. And so that's meta. And so we're going to use the same thing. And also, it also means beyond the physical, which means what is beyond the physical? What can't we see, but we truly still believe in? We can call it God, the Spirit. God is the divine, the Most High. So we're dealing a lot with that. We're using, but this idea. But then there's all these rules. So there's God, the omnipotent, and then there's the things that are happening we can't see. So let's just put that in God, the angels, the ascended masters, the higher self, all the things, the source. And then there's metaphysics that brings it back down to earth and says that you attract what you are. And a lot of us don't like it, and I understand it. So what I'm saying to you, I'm not coming to you today with you attract what you are. I'm going to say today you attract what you need. This is very important, and I need you to write this down because this is going to be most important. I'm not talking today about that you attract what you are. I think that's metaphysics 101, and I think where we're finding ourselves to be is a little bit different, in a place that we want to really get this out of ourselves, and we want to really move forward in our lives. So we don't want to know about where we're attracting what we are. We're attracting what we need. Write it down, please. So to say today we're not going to deal with I attract what I am. Today I'm dealing with I attract what I need. Because attracting what you are makes you still feel wrong. It makes you feel like you're doing something incorrectly. That's why you keep manifesting the same relationships, not just relationship. Because a lot of times when we think that, I'm just talking from a heterosexual point of view, because that's what I am. So sometimes we think, and this is what metaphysics is saying, it's saying that, oh, those things that you don't like about that person is the same stuff for you. That person is vibrating at the same frequency that you're vibrating on, and that's why you attract them. And you know what? Even with that knowledge, most of us are not being healed from feeling the way that we feel. I think it's deeper. I think we don't attract what we are. We do. We attract what we need. And oh my God, so now, am I implying that those relationships that keep coming to you, that you might say, oh my God, I attracted this man who's overly jealous, or I attracted this man who puts his hands on me, knocks me upside my head, beats me. I'm going to go back to that again. So you attract the man that beats you. So you might say, so Lisa, you're saying that woman needs to be beaten? I'm going to break it down to you in a deeper way. That woman, that battered woman, is operating from such a more real place than some of us with all the knowledge and wisdom and not being battered does. And I'll tell you, no matter how many people say, leave that man, no matter how many people say, one day he's going to kill you, she's smart enough to know that if she can't leave him, if she didn't get what she needed from him, she's going to keep going back till she gets it. And maybe what she needs is to understand that she's worthy. Maybe she needs to love herself more. But she keeps going back because she ain't get it yet. She didn't get what she needed. She didn't understand. She's so smart. She knows that to run away from this means that she's only going to run back to it again. She knows that if you tell her to leave, that if you tell her this is bad, that if you tell her this is wrong, you got the lesson, but she did not. And she's going to keep going back to that thing until she gets the lesson, because it's her lesson to get, not yours. And that may be very hard for you to see, but everybody knows that battered woman or read about that battered woman who keeps going back and back, and sometimes the lesson is death. And that's her lesson, and nobody can be mad about that's her lesson. Do you understand that this healing workshop we're doing today is going to heal you on every level that you can be? Heal you if you've seen other people been broken, their hearts been broken, or so in love, so they say, that they can't leave somebody that is abusive. She's smart. She knows I didn't get it yet. I need to get this thing that I'm not getting. And a lot of times, the death state is a way to get a lot. You're very clear once you leave. So we won't be so attached to those that are mothers that was beaten or our mothers that died from the broken heart. She kept going back in because she kept saying, I need something here and I'm not getting it. That's the extreme case, but I need to go there because a lot of us are suffering. I don't know why, but I was taking a nap and Spirit said, talk about this part, talk about that, give that analogy and give that example. So when I bring it down to us, you'll get it in the way you've never gotten it before. Did you ever think that maybe you keep going back into the same relationship, even though different place, different face, same situation? It's because you need to get something out of that. There's a part of you that needs to be strengthened and sharpened. Do you know why you keep repeating the same relationship? Because you won't stay in one long enough to fix that thing or to cultivate that part of you that needs cultivating. I'm going to give you real examples. So, you're in a relationship and you attract a man who is verbally abusive, or who is, I want to go there, who is very opinionated. Oh, this is better because this is more, I know women that, okay, very opinionated. And let's say this, so you're peace and you're love. I'm peace and love, because we're talking to spiritual women. I'm peace and love. I want to see things. We should be forgiving. So you have a friend, and he doesn't like your friend. And he tells you every day, I don't like her, I don't want you to see her, she ain't no good, and she don't like him either. And that's why he don't like her, because she don't like him. And you're like, no, that's my friend, and you need to work on that, and you got to forgive, and don't take it personally, and she doesn't really know you, and why are you taking this personally? You got to forgive. And he's like, nah, I'm telling you, I don't like her. Don't try to make me like somebody that I don't like. You're like, but baby, or, baby, he says, you say, I meet somebody who I love to travel and they don't want to travel. And your first thing is, baby, why you don't want to travel? Baby, you need to get out. Open your mind. Why you don't want to travel? He's like, no matter what you say, I don't want to travel. And in your mind, you think, I travel. How can you attract this man who doesn't want to travel? Or you got somebody who you express all your feelings to that person. You're the one that express your feelings. But that man is not able to express his feelings. He's not good at it. He's poor at expressing his feelings. And you say, oh my God, why do I keep getting these emotionally unavailable men? Why do I keep getting these emotionally unavailable men? Because you're trying to make him be emotionally available when he can't. And what you need is to understand that you accept him being emotionally unavailable. You don't have to stay with him, but if you keep moving from him and you keep meeting emotional men that's unemotional, emotionally unavailable, don't you think that there's something why you're supposed to be able to hold your peace even though he's emotionally unavailable? You're supposed to be able to hold your peace even though he don't like to travel, or he's very opinionated. But not most of us. We want them to be what we are, and we're mad because they're not. They're not. I want them to be a world traveler in their mind, but they're not. And yes, there's nothing wrong that you want it. But if you keep not getting it, why are you not asking yourself a question? Wait a second, I need to stay in this one and figure out why I can only love him if he's like the way I think he should be. I can only accept him if he looks like and feels like and do as if and do what I say, and he should be because other than that, we got a problem, right? And the universe is not saying you need to be stuck in that. It's saying he's giving you an opportunity to say, even though he doesn't like to travel, even though he's very opinionated, does his opinion have to be like mine? Because if it does, you will never find anybody that will have an opinion like you totally. So you will keep running into that same kind of personality because that's your opportunity. Let me give you a perfect example because examples work. I remember being in a relationship with somebody who, the situation I told you, there was a friend of mine that, and it could have been, I could think of a lot of reasons. Now, she was just like, no, I don't really think it's for you. And, she would see him when he was around and she would smile on his face. And he was always very nice to her. But she would always afterwards be like, oh, girl, you going to be with him again? Oh, what you doing? Were you with that man? Oh, okay, well, I'll call you later. It was obvious she didn't like him. And you expressed that, my friends, because you're trying to get him back or make him feel better. You want him to change. My friend doesn't really like you. And he'd be like, you know what? I'm not feeling her either. And then you'd be like, and then he brings it up and say, oh, then he's mad. Why are you talking to her? You know she doesn't want us to be together. Why are you talking to her? You know she doesn't like me. And you're sitting there going, but baby, you know what? You got to let that go. You got to let the fact that she don't like you go. You really believe that he needs to do what you want him to do. And he says to you, look, I love you. And I don't have a problem with even you being with her. But you can't make me like her. He said to me one time, it's like trying to force me to eat a food that I don't like just because you want me to. I can't. We're going to have friction until you say, you know what? Hey, he's not like that. He doesn't like that food. He doesn't have to like her because I do. He doesn't have to be her friend because I say so. We're trying to make our relationships, even with our mother or our father, your mother's emotionally distant, or your father is emotionally distant. Your mother is flies off the handle. And she would be so much better if she just calmed down. She would be so much better if she didn't fly off the handle. But let's say, why did this woman that flies off the handle all the time is in your life? And now why do you continue to keep meeting people that fly off the handle? Because you're not learning how to maintain your peace. The moment you learn, well, let me just say, I'll go back to the relationship because it was so profound. And every day I would argue, like, you need to get over that. You need to find love in your heart. I don't know why. You got to get over that. She's everything is divine. She came to our life for a reason. And one day, y'all, I sat and I heard him say, I love you. Why do I have to love her? Why can't you accept that I don't like her? Why can I not like her? And I saw what I was doing. I saw how controlling that I was in a sense. I saw how I wanted him to be this certain person. There was even something in it for me as far as a healer. I wanted to be the one that felt, first of all, in order to want to heal somebody, you're implying that they're broken. I wanted to be the one to make him a better person. I wanted to be the one to make him see the light and change his way. I remember even at the moment that I was coming to the revelation, he was like, baby, I love you, but I don't like her. And I was just like, I hear you. He's like, huh? I said, I hear you. You're right. Why am I trying to force you to be something and like somebody that you don't? Why am I not allowing you to be who you are? Why am I trying to control? And when I actually heard him first, I wanted to argue with him because he was kind of, and then I thought, wait a second, can I hear what he's saying? And even though that kind of person, you might not feel like I want to be with a person like that, but guess what? This is where the like attracts like. You're like that too. You're not really that PC. You're not spiritual all the time either. He's actually being honest with his emotions, whether you like it or not. Maybe you're not being honest with yours. Maybe he's in your life to show you about authenticity, about claiming that which you are and not having to fix everything. Maybe everything's not fixable. Part two is maybe you want to fix everything. You want it to look a certain way, and it ain't never. Spirit told me to tell him it ain't never going to be 100% what you want, because you're not 100% of that. Most of what we want another person, we're not even that. I mean, that I want him to, he yells all the time when we're talking. Guess what? You probably yell too, but you don't even realize it. He shuts me down when in the middle of a conversation. You might, in your job, you might shut people down all day long in your job because maybe that's your profession. Do you understand? Most of the time, the stuff that we don't like or we don't want is actually things that we're either operating from those same places, or it's not our job to like it. It's not our job to change that person. What I'm saying is you're going to have a hard time in life trying to go through life making people be exactly what you think they're not. All he said was, accept me for this. I don't like her, and I'm never going to like her. Do we have to have a disagreement because of that? And I woke up, and let me tell you, then I thought, oh my God, everybody has their own intuition. Everybody has their own GPS system. Everybody has their own gauge. What if him not liking her? What if he sees something that I don't? What if he's right? A lot of us have been taught that nobody else is right. I'm right, because we saw that in our own families. He can't be right because I'm right. He can't have an opinion. He can't. What I'm saying to you is you have to actually say, you know what? I need this because I was bucking with him. I was fighting with him. But in actuality, and let me tell you the exercise, and then we'll do some writing exercise. So this is what I did. It was the same conversation about the same person that I brought up wanting him to change about the situation. Could be about travel, could be about anything. He reacted. I did my thing, said, well, you should let it go and be more peaceful. He reacted the same way he did. But this time, at first I reacted, I was going to do my part and play my little roughness and say, well, you know, and something said, hold your peace. I said, hold my peace. And I felt so quiet. I mean, I literally quieted my spirit, quieted my mind, quieted my soul. And you know what I did? And what happened when I did? I actually heard him in another way. I'm going to give all this. Him not wanting to travel wasn't against me. Him not liking my friend wasn't against me. Him being opinionated wasn't against me. He wanted me to see him and to accept what I saw. Because he kept saying, this is who I am, this is what I am, this is what I do. That's why when you keep going to relationship and keep meeting it, it's because that is your lesson. That's what the battered woman knows. I need this because I didn't get it yet. That's my lesson right there. And my lesson is, why does he have to be what I want him to be or what I think he should be? Why can't I love him right where he is? And even if we don't work out, it's gonna end better in the literal loving and accepting, because guess what? When I did it, I heard him, I still was being arrogant. I was like, yes, I'm just gonna hold my peace. He was like, well, don't you have to say something? No, I'm just gonna hold my peace. I'm just gonna be one with God. I was still being very arrogant. Like, you're not holding your peace. That you're now blowing up and you're being outrageous. So I'm gonna just be quiet. But it wasn't real until he said it again. This is me. And I thought, I heard him. And I said, I hear you. He said, huh? I said, no, you're right. I hear you. I said, we don't even have to talk about it anymore. He said, I've been asked you, do we have to even keep talking about this? Do you have to change my mind? Do I have to agree with everything you say? I was like, no, you don't. And he's like, I think you really heard me this time. He said it, and I said, yeah, I did. You're right. It's not a big deal. You don't have to like her. You don't have to like her at all. And I don't have to have you liking her. It's not necessary. It was the most breakthrough part of my life ever. That I realized that it was me and the lessons, and it kept showing up. So if you're emotionally with a person that's always emotionally unavailable, yes, we can go back to your primal relationship, and as you probably had an emotionally unavailable parent. Yeah, that might be true. I'm not saying it's not, but that's not what I'm doing today. You ain't pay your money to hear that today. What I'm saying to you is, you won't even accept the fact that that's what it looks like for him. Accepting doesn't mean you have to stay or you have to be with them. But if you leave before getting the lesson, if you leave before, in a sense, accepting that about that person, instead of trying to fix it, change it, make it more of what you think it should look like so you could feel more comfortable, you would never attract that problem again. In actuality, you're running from the problem. What the battered woman does, she ain't running from the problem. She running to it because she ain't get something yet. And maybe her something will be gotten deaf, but god dang, at least she gets it. We living it and getting the message. I'm not telling you to stay in a relationship that doesn't feel good. I'm telling you that you're going to go into another one that don't feel good as well. It's going to be the same situation. Because we've been programmed, and I'm talking about in a spiritual way, we've been programmed to deal with our issues incorrectly, I believe, or it's not just that. So, what we've been told is, you attracted a negative relationship, emotionally unavailable, too opinionated, doesn't like the same things you like, whatever it is, abusive or whatever. Are we going to the extreme? We're going to the not so extreme. And you're told from all the gurus, and probably me as well back in the day, that there's something wrong with you, and you need to cleanse your womb of all that was left there. And that's exactly what you do. You cleanse from what was left there, which you're not really sure what it is. You're not really understanding. It's the way you saw the situation is why you're affected, is why you're hurting, not the person and what they did. It's how you perceived it. And that's the pain and the hurt that's here as in the womb as well. But nobody tells us that. They tell us that there's this stuff that's left in us and it forms tumors and bad hearts, and we need to cleanse that out of our hearts. But it never tells us how to not ever have that thing that was left there inside of us. How does we not do that again? Because I found it. Many women then, we go through all these secret women and all these other things, my journey, and we do this heart healing and we do all this stuff. And we supposed to forgive. To forgive means you're making somebody wrong. It's not about forgiveness, because how is that healing? So you made them wrong. They're wrong, so I got to forgive them because they're wrong. The motherfucker's wrong. The motherfucker did me wrong, but I got to forgive him. I'm calling him wrong. He's not, and you're not either. If you can't accept that that's not what he do. Now, and when you accept it, you will never have to see it again. So what we do is we do celibacy. A sister left a comment on one of the videos when I was advertising this course, and she said, oh my God, you said that. You said, so you do the celibacy, you do the cleansing of the womb, you spend all that time with yourself, you love yourself, and you forgive, because now somebody else is wrong, so they'll always go with that. And you forgive. And then I'm ready to go back out in the world again. I'm ready to have him to be my man, or to go out and have another relationship. But because I cleaned up the feelings that I was holding from the last one. And you go out and you meet the same person, different place, different space, different face, but the same damn person again. Because you didn't deal with the fact that what he was doing was being himself, and you didn't like it. Because you want to control, because you want to be the goddess, because you think you know what's right for everyone. So you go back in again, and you're scratching your head because you can't figure out why you keep attracting the same person, the same people. Whether it's your boss, whether it's an employee, whether it's a coworker, and you can't understand it. Because that's your lesson. Your lesson is to let that person fully stand in that and say, you know what? It's okay that they're that way. It's okay they don't like my good friend. It's okay that they have their own opinion that's not like mine. It's okay. And that's where you learn more about yourself, because you were weak in that area. Sometimes as black women, we don't know how to not yield to our partners, because that is not what I'm talking about today. We don't know how to yield to our own selves, in a sense. We don't know how that just like the light turns red, yellow, and green, and all those require different actions, so do you. Most of us are having the same reaction to everything. I'm strong, and I don't like this, and that, and I measure my this, and that against his this, and that, and he's colliding with my this, and that. So he's wrong. But yet, I'm brokenhearted because I wanted things to be as they are not. Like the Buddha said it very well, we suffer because we want things to be as they are not. This is nothing new I'm giving y'all. This is high spiritual stuff. I want him to like my friend, or I want him not to like her. He don't have to like her, but I want him to make friends or pretend. He says, why would I do that? Because that's what you're asking. So you want a man that doesn't travel to travel with you. And if he don't like it, you don't care because you want him to travel. Why would you do that? That's not what he likes. Do you know how much we can keep a man? We say, you know what? My man doesn't travel, but he doesn't mind if I do. So I'm going to go have days with my girlfriends. I'm going to have a weekend getaway. Maybe I'll have a weekend so-and-so country because he's good. And I can still love. When I come back, I'm going to love him up. because he doesn't have to do everything I do and be everything I be. He don't even have to like everything I like. Some of us are letting go of good partners, good friendships, not even just male, female. You know, it could be your best girl. Good employer relationships. Because they're not doing that thing. They're not doing what we think that they should be doing so that we can feel better about themselves. If they can only just make us feel good all of the time. He disagrees all the time. He disagrees all the time. No, he don't want to do what you want, but it's okay. Because if we stopped fighting against it and yield to the fact, not yielding to that person, but yielding to who they are, in full acceptance, and being able to say, hey, you know what? He don't like her. It's okay. It ain't that big a deal to me. Do you know the blessings that will come into your life? Do you know the healing, the true healing that you will actually receive? Okay, so we're going to do an exercise. I'm going to take to make sure we all hear. And this is where I want you to pull out your notebook. And we're going to do exercise. I'm going to actually do the exercise with you. So, hey, Hajar, thank you for being here. You're watching. Taryn is watching. Okay, good. Come on in, ladies. Come through. Come through. Okay, we got a small class, which is going to be great because I'm going to actually be able to give you some individual attention. So, if you are just tuning in and you don't have your pen, please get one and a notebook or something to write in. And this one is going to be very interesting. So, most of us, every one of us have an astrological sign. And most of us know what the astrological sign is. Our astrological sign is. I want you to write on a piece of paper, first of all, your astrological sign. And then I want you, even if you have to go look it up if you don't know any traits. And I want you to write this one positive trait about yourself, because the one you pick is probably the domineering or the most dominant trait about you. And then I want you to write the so-called the negative trait about your sign. So I'm going to start, and I'll just give you an example. I don't need to look it up because I've seen it, but if you need to look it up, you can. So my astrological sign is a Leo. One of my positive traits, and I want you to write positive trait. I want you only to pick one, is I'm loyal. My other one, positive, I'm just going to say, just for lack of a better word, negative trait is controlling. And if you don't like that, you want to put another one. One of mine is big heart. So love fiercely. I'm just going to put that. My other one is, and the reason why I put love fiercely, because I wanted to put the other one was, let me just drink. The other one is this thing. Ooh. Controlling. Again, that's what I really want to say, because that's what comes up, is kind of controlling. Or let's put it this way, love fiercely, and I'm going to say another negative trait is, I'm just going to say controlling, because that's what's dominant in my spirit right now, that's what it is. Okay, so let's just go back to the first one. This is the homework you're going to do. You can do it, we're going to do it here with me, and we're also going to, you can always go back and look at your notes. Let's look at something real true. So if one of my positive traits is that I'm loyal, what that means is that's important to me. It doesn't just mean I'm loyal. It means that I expect loyalty from everybody that comes into my life. Now, this is already hard. That's a big expectation. Because I'm loyal, I expect you to be loyal. Even though you ain't a Leo either, that's not your domineering trait. But I want that because that's important to me. You can see where we're already going with this. That's your strength, but that's also your weakness. It's a strength because there's nothing wrong with wouldn't want a person that's loyal to them. But it's a weakness when you expect them to be loyal back to you. That's your stuff. That's your issue in a way. That's your positive, but that could be also your negative. It's positive if being loyal is important to you, then that's positive. It's negative if you expect everybody to be loyal to you. Everybody be as loyal as you. Can you see that? Because you have to have an understanding of yourself before you can ever have another relationship with any human being. Even your mother, your father. Know thyself is what's written on the walls of Kemet in the hieroglyphics. I'm loyalty. So you ain't sounding loyal right now. That's not a very loyal thing. Why are you not loyal? I really don't like that you're not loyal. You're not like me. You need to be more loyal because I'm loyal and you're not. How that's working for you? Let's go to my negative trait. You're starting to see that it doesn't matter if we put a section for negative or positive. They're both going to really can trip us up. The negative was controlling. Well, that's pretty obvious that that's going to be a problem. I'm sorry, y'all. That's going to be a problem in the long run because you can't control anybody else. And that's a hard one for most people. I'm going to buck against that every time. I'm going to never get that because I can't control another person. Therefore, if controlling is a part of me, and that means that I will never be happy if I'm not controlling. Well, good luck with that, Lisa Marie, because everybody will not be controlling. Even those you think you're controlling, you're not. And you won't even like it. So I have to realize that maybe the challenges that I'm going to face in relationships is that loyalty is so important to me, but it's important for me to be loyal. I misread it when somewhere in there, I must have thought I read, no, it's important to you to be loyal to me because I'm the queen. The Leo is the queen. Do you understand how you're not going to ever meet somebody that is just like you, loyalty is important to them because that's not their trait, that's yours. And that loyalty is you being loyal to yourself, loyal to your words, loyal to your dreams, loyal to your ideas. And walking in that loyalty. And for those people that admire that, you will attract that in your job. You probably can use that loyalty in other aspects of your life, but you want to use it in your personal life or your one-on-one relationship. That's for you. It's not for them. They don't need to be loyal. And I'm not saying anything. The opposite of loyal is disloyal. The opposite of not being loyal is not disloyal. It's that they're not going to agree with everything you say. Do you understand now how the opinionated guy is going to get in the way of you? It's not because he's really in the way. You're expecting him to be like you. But it's okay. You can still be loyal. You can still think loyalty is important and still love somebody who's not loyal or you as you perceive it to be. In his mind, he is. He loves you and he's by your side, but he's not going to agree because your loyalty would be like, you're not loyal. You're not agreeing with everything I say. Am I operating from that? I don't really need him to. His loyalty is not shown by agreeing with everything I say. And you might be like, I'm not like that, Sister Lisa Marie. Yes, you are. Let's go to controlling. I'm so damn controlling. I'm so controlling, I want you to be what I want you to be. And when you're not what I want you to be, then I'm mad about it. I'm so mad about it because you don't understand I need to have control over everything in my life, including your ass. And you're not operating from this thing. You're not agreeing with me. You don't like to travel and I do. I'm controlling that you don't like to travel instead of saying, leave his ass home and go travel with your friends because do you like the other stuff about him? I find when you start accepting people for who they are and not who you want them to be based on who you are, they actually sometimes come around. Sometimes people are holding their place because you want them not to. We need to take a moment of silence, or we need to take a break. I need to feel y'all and make sure you're with me. Hey, how's y'all? Good afternoon to you as well. Thank you. You are all listening intently. We only got 3 people on today, which is fine. We have more that signed up, but everybody couldn't be here, and that's okay. So this is what I want. I want you now to write down, according to your sign, as many positive traits, so-called, because now you can see what I just did with them, as many positive traits as you can, and as many negative traits of your astrological sign alone, because a lot of us believe that we are that sign, and we believe we are that trait, and if we believe it, it's real. That's our belief is something you've been believing and thinking for a long time. It's real. You've been practicing for a long time. Take your time and write it down, because I believe just in the writing down of your traits, this is where you can go online, you can get more traits. I went online the other day and it was so wonderful, and I did the traits of a Leo, and then even the traits of a Leo woman, and oh my God, like I felt like I saw them for the first time. And I understood why I was having an issue around that, and why me and this man was having this argument around that. And I realized that, oh my God, that yes, this is probably true, but aren't we here to rise above our weaknesses? Aren't we here to change and be better people in a different kind of way, so that we could actually fix some things in us that we think, well, that's just who I am. And yes, it's okay, yes. But you might say, but Lisa Marie, you said that we need to accept the other person, the mother, the father, the employer, the boyfriend, the husband, as the way they are. But you're saying don't accept the way I am. No, because your job is, if that's the way they believe they are and they don't want to change, you can't make them. But you can definitely change yourself. And guess what? In changing yourself, or looking at that and not expecting something from it that you've already always expected, you actually put yourself in attracting the people that are more like the way you really want to be, or more like what you want from them, you then become. Because you're looking at that loyalty and you're going, oh, this loyal thing, I might be taking this shit too far. Oh my God, this controlling thing, I am kind of controlling this, trying to control the situation. Even if I think I'm making him better, I'm making him less angry, I'm making him less, no, you're not. No, you're not. So take a few minutes and go through your list. If you want to go online and look at traits that you might have forgotten, as soon as you see them, you'll be like, oh my God, that's me. Take your time and let's go through those traits. And I'm going to give you some deep work to do. We're going to do something very similar we did in the last one. It's going to be very deep. You know, I love law of attraction. It says that words don't teach, experiences do. And I'm going to take you through something that's going to be a little powerful. It's going to be something that you're going to do off. So we're going to do an hour on and an hour off, same way today, because it's the only way. What I know is a lot of us take the 2-hour courses, and once they're over, we never return back to the videos again, and we never return back to the work. But this time you're going to do the work, and you're going to see why. You're going to see what I'm going to take you through, and you're going to understand why we're going to do an hour on or an hour and a half on and 30 minutes off at least, if not more. You'll see why. Same reason I did before. You know, in our fasting, I realized that a lot of us were fasting. We were fasting like we were living our lives like we were not fasting. We were doing all the same things we do when we don't fast. And the fast requires that you slow down. Isn't it funny? You fast to slow down. And what we realized, some of us, is we needed a nap. We needed to take a break. And so we had a 2-hour course, and what I did, I took 1 hour and we talked, and the other hour I went to sleep. Did y'all? Or I watered my plants, and I felt better than I felt all day. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to work through this in your journal, and you're going to do the journal work. But first, write down your attributes, or your negative traits and positive traits. Write them down so you can understand who is having this relationship. Who is having this relationship. So your nagging, I'm sorry, let me get back to y'all. I was just looking at the time. So your so-called nagging mother, is she nagging, or do you want her to be something else so it can make you feel better? Because all you're going to do is leave your nagging mother, and you're going to get a nagging boss, and then you're going to get some nagging kids, and you're going to get a nagging spouse. But first, let's go back. I need you to write down and understand you. It's going to be very, very important. Understand you. You're not attracting what you are, you're attracting what you need. This person has come into your life so that you can look at this and say, is it the person that I don't like? Is it the things that the person do that I don't like? Or is it that I need them to be this certain way so that I can like them? You don't, guess what? You're not going to like them. I'm going to go back to my example. When I heard him and he was like, I don't like her, you can't make me like her, and I was like, you're right. He's like, huh? I said, you're right. You're absolutely right. I mean, what am I trying to force you, and I'm trying to make you to be holy, and I'm trying to look for forgiveness in your heart? He ain't ready to forgive when you want him to forgive. And he don't need to forgive nothing. He don't need to like her. And he's not a bad person because he doesn't. He don't need to eat that food that you want him to eat, to go on that trip, because that's not him. Look at him, and if you don't like it, you never have to see him again, because now you're actually accepting it. Accepting him, not accepting the behavior, accepting that that is his behavior, and maybe it's not so bad if I just let him be it. I leave my mama to be her nagging self. That's what she do. I don't need her to change because I can't get her to do that. So I leave her and I leave him. And I go to somebody else because I prayed, I wrote it on my altar, right? That he's not, the next person is not going to be that. You know, it's funny, Law of Attraction says, when you know what you don't want, then you're automatically sending out a rocket of desire that is allowing you to put out more of what you do want. But what I find is, okay, I believe that that's true, because I definitely have gotten so-called the opposite of what I had. But yet, there were still issues with that. So it made me to conclude that there is no perfect partner, that I'm never going to do all the healing work and the next one's going to be the one. That's a lie, and all us natural, so-called holistic gurus need to stop implying that. We're implying that there's this perfect mate, and that once you cleanse, you're going to find that perfect mate, but you always are with your perfect mate. From the level of the spiritual, the mental, the physical work that you've done, you got your perfect mate. If you go to another place, he gonna still be that same thing that you didn't deal with, because you tried to make it something else. We need to stop acting like the mate you with, no matter how abusive, stupid, dumb, unopinionated, boring this, is not the perfect mate for you at the perfect time. Sometimes the work we do, of accepting who the person was, we do it after we get out of the relationship. It doesn't matter if you do it in the relationship. It doesn't matter if you do it after. But as long as you believe that he did something, everything told me that he wasn't a good person. He did something wrong, and I'm now hurt from that. So I'm jacked up, and I gotta move him out of my womb. It didn't tell me that he was actually being a person that could get me to a higher place. Whether it was when he talks all the time, he talks so much, he never gives me a chance to talk. Believe me, I've bet on your job and with your girlfriends and your mama, you talk all the goddamn time. What Spirit is saying, maybe be quiet. Maybe being quiet, there's something in that for you, learning how to be quiet when this is going on. Maybe there's something amazing and incredible and beautiful within you. Maybe. 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 So very, very important that you look at this. And let me just make sure we're all good and we're all here. Okay, good. Shelly, Camille, Hajar, and Taryn, I want to thank you for being here. I want you to play this back when you need to. If there's any comments, questions, I know it's deep. I'm not blaming you. I'm allowing you to understand this is you, but this is somebody else. You need that person, because that person is going to help you rise above your own stuff, your own ego, your own belief systems that you think somebody else should follow too. Where were we taught this lie that like I said, I felt like after I did Sacred Woman, and once I got into Sacred Union, which was the last one, or Nephrin Atum was the very last one, that Sacred Union meant I cleansed. So now this perfect man that's perfectly for me is going to come. And when I got out of it and the perfect man didn't come, I didn't know that the perfect man did come. That's where the level of where I was. But not that blaming like attracts like level. Not that blaming likes attract like level. Not that, oh my God, I'm messed up, so that's why I got a messed up guy. No. I keep getting this person or this kind of personality because it can help me fix mine. Me not trying to fix him is going to raise my vibrational frequency up, because can you imagine that nothing disturbs your peace? But even to indicate that that person is disturbing your peace, it's still not quite in the ballpark of true releasing and healing. Because it's still making somebody else wrong because they're not matching up to what you say or you believe you should have. Do y'all get it? It's deep, isn't it? It's very deep. And you're feeling a lot of feelings. You might be angry. You might feel like I'm blaming you. I'm not. I'm saying we're blaming others. It's not, I think we all go away with it. There's this consensus these days that, yeah, girl, he was no good, girl, right? I know, always want, yeah, girl. No, wait, he was perfect for me. And the best way to never attract that which you don't want is stop expecting it to be what you want. Because now you're not really expecting it to be what you want. You're expecting it to be who you are. And guess what? There's only one of you. There's only one of you. I don't care how many Leos did you meet that's Leos just like you. There's still only one of you. He can't be what you are. That's why I want you to write down these traits and understand what that means. So this is going to be this is what the work you're going to do in the next hour. Is write down, go online, I don't mind, write all its traits that it says, positive traits, negative traits of your personality. And I want you to go through everything, and I want you to look at, so let's say, mine is loyal, because loyal is a big one. What does that mean to me? First question is going to be, so this is the question I want you to ask. The first trait, whether it's the positive or negative, loyal. First question I want you to ask is, what does that mean to me? That's number one. I'm going to give you a chance to do it. That's why I'm giving you the hour. We're going to get off and you're going to actually use the hour. Listen, y'all, I feel like crying because I know that we don't take the time to do the work. Sometimes the work has to be done right now. And if I don't give you the time, you won't do it. So the first question is, what does that mean to me? Everyone, go through the loyal, go through the loving fiercely, go through being a great lie detector, whatever that thing is. Every single one. What does that mean to me? And write down what that means to you. Now, wait. Question number two, with that same one word, because you're going to have several on each side. And then, like I said, you don't really have to put positive, negative, but I need you to put that because you're going to see how they all could be positive and negative at the same time. The first question is, what does that mean to me? Second question is, what does this mean or that mean to others in my life? First one is, what does that mean to me? What does loyalty mean to me? The second one is, what does loyalty mean to other people in my life? Because you're having a relationship with your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your employer, your man, your woman, whatever it is. You're having a relationship. So the second one is, what does that mean to them? What does loyalty mean to them? Did you ever ask them? They might be more loyal than you. And this brings to my third question. How does this show up in my life? How does loyalty show up in your life? And then the next one is, how has this, in my case loyalty, shown up in my past or shown in my past or present relationships? Again, let's go back to the assignment because this is where the work is going to get done. And then what I want you to do, because I want to ensure that you're going to take the hour to do the work, I want you to come back to the group page and share something that you've gotten from doing the journal work that was a revelation. You remember something. You saw how it kept showing up in your life, and you realize that, oh my God, I was trying to. Listen, what I want is nothing to heal, because nothing is wrong. Can you imagine that? I want you to write that down as an affirmation. This is the most important. So this is how you're going to. I want you to write down, there is nothing to heal because there is nothing wrong. And then the last part of that, so that's your affirmation work, right? But I'm going to go with your affirmation work, I'm calling it. And then underneath that is, how, one question only, does this affirmation make me feel? I'm going to go back. Let's go back, because I want you to do it, and I'm giving you, you got an hour. You signed up for a 2-hour course. Second hour is you doing the work right here, right now. Spirit gave me that and said, you're going to have to give them the second hour because they already designated it. If you tell them work on this later, if they just listen to you spew out these beautiful words, because it's from Spirit, it's not from me, that's not going to be enough. Let's go back. I want you to look at your personality traits, because that's who we say who we are. That's who we believe. Go online, if you know it already, Leo traits, write them down. Write the positive, write the negative. Take each word, every positive and every negative, and write down, question number 1, what does that mean to me? Question number 2, what does that mean to others in my life? Each word. Question number 3, how does this show up in my life? Talk about it. Because we talking about getting down here. Number 4 is, how has this, in my case, I said loyalty shown in my past or present relationships. Then I gave an affirmations. Affirmation, babies. The affirmations is, there is nothing to forgive or to heal because there is nothing wrong. And then the last one is, how does this affirmation make me feel? And you get it out and you write it and you see it. There was something I was going to say that I really wanted to say. What I realized is, I think about it, I remember when I was studying ancient Kemet, and we were particularly studying or learning about Imhotep, the master architect, builder, just genius, multi-genius. And we talked about this idea of that's what the healers and the level of the healers were in Kemet. It wasn't this, you kept going back to them when you were sick on a physical, mental, or spiritual level. They gave you the remedy, and you healed immediately, never to have to return again. Nobody taught us on a practical level. That's why when you see those people that say, oh, we've been together for 50 years, and they're trying to tell you there was stuff they had to get over. And some people be like, yeah, well, you girl, that's the single women. Women ain't got no man or no good relationship with nobody. They'll be like, girl, yeah, she probably put up with some shit from him. No, she understood that his shit was not her shit. And she had her own shit too. Why do women act like we're the innocent ones? No, it's not that no one is wrong, so there's no need to be innocent. So no one needs to be innocent. We're not letting people off the hook. We're letting ourselves off the hook. Can you imagine how much pressure it is to try to hold up him and control this and him and her, my mom and my dad, and the whist and then that's why we freaking exhausted. That's why I took a nap today. I was exhausted. You too. Do the work, ladies. Take the full hour. Set your clock. And let me just get the time. Okay. Set your clock for 1 hour. We're a little past. It's 3:08. So set your clock for 1 hour or for 50 minutes. Set the clock. And if you go beyond the 50 minutes, there's not going to be a problem. Please, I promise you, you will not regret this. I'm going to actually sit for the 1 hour and do the same work. And the only way to know if this is working is if by moving forward in your relationships, even the past ones, with the information that you're going to gain, because it's all in you. The releasing and the clearing of your heart is your heart, not mine. That's why this work is so important. That's why doing this work and answering these questions and sitting with yourself is going to be so, I'm passionate right now. You know, I got the red, I got the passion. I'm not mad, I'm happy, I'm excited. That Spirit gave me this. I feel like I'm free. I feel like I'm going to have the best relationships in the world now. Because I didn't do anything wrong. The only thing I did wrong was thought that everybody should be like me, because that's what it says. Write a list of all the traits you want in the other person and then be it. That's fake. You're not it. What about write all the traits of yourself where you are right now? And then own that and don't expect him to be that. I know nobody ever told you that one, because that's not the metaphysics, but don't say that. It says, write down all the traits you want in another person. And now the new ones say, and then be it. You are it. Most of the time what you want in another is because these are values that are important to you. So now say, oh, I'm it, but they don't need to be it for us to be in harmony. Harmony don't mean two things that's exactly the same coming together. It usually means two things that are different coming together. That's the real world. How do we live in harmony with all that is? Nature does it so well. The birds are not the trees, and the trees are not the birds, and the leaves are not the branches, and the branches is not the roots. But yet it's in harmony. The ducks are not the penguins, and the penguins are not the elephants, but yet they're in harmony. All the different fish that's in the sea are completely different, function at different levels, even have different lifespans, but they still live in harmony. And even the ecosystem of one eating another, that's harmony too. I don't need him to be like me in order to love, accept, and love him. And even if I love him, and that means we break up, I will never have to repeat that lesson again, because I got it, baby. Which means I hold nothing in my heart, because I never held on to something that was false in the first place. And in the end, you might find out you didn't even like him. But you did not like him because he was a bad person, because that wasn't what you needed. Because you got what you needed from it, so now you can move on, and that's the end of that. No more ever holding on for something so long. You do these exercises, you answer these questions, and I promise you that you will get down to some stuff in that subconscious level that you have never gotten to before. And you will be healed, and you will feel great, and your heart will be clear, and you will laugh. You will laugh. You're like, oh my God, was I trying to make a, oh my God, did I think, oh my God. You're going to be on the floor, and that laughter is good for the soul. All right, ladies, I done taken up, I done kind of came into your 1 hour. This is so good. I've tried to do that, and it was so frustrating. Ashe, right, Queen? Thank you, Shelly. Thank you, Shelly. Yes. So let's just check the time. Oh, it does come up? Okay, no. Let me just check the time. Okay, so I'm into your time, y'all. Now you got 43 minutes or something. No, 46 or 7 minutes. Take it. And then if you feel like it, after the 1 hour or later tonight or even tomorrow, you want to get on the group page and talk about what came up for you, I'm going to look at it. And I'm going to even talk to you, and I'm going to be there for you to see what came up for you. And to also share, if anything that I feel like I need to share, that came up for me as well. And if I keep it short, when you go back to replay it, you ain't replaying 2 hours anymore. You're replaying something a lot less so you can take it in. I love you, ladies, with all of my big Leo heart. I love you like I love you, and I love you forever. I accept you, and I grant you permission to say, I am not broken. I do not need years of therapy. And I don't have to keep attracting that which I say that I want. I understand that I'm attracting what I need. And that this need is going to make me into a person that holds nothing here or here. I release that. I love you, queens. Let's take the time, because I got these questions and I got a little stuff I want to look up, and I want to do the work. I'm going to go outside on this balcony, and I'm going to give myself an hour, 45 minutes. I'm going to do it, because I already designated the time. I love you, queens, and I'll see you all in the next video, because I will, or I'll see you back on the group page tomorrow, or maybe you'll comment later. I'll be there for you. Camille says, I agree with doing the work because I have to take the time to get the introspection as to how to apply this in my life. Thank you, Camille. I finally, today, this is the fasting. I figured out, remember I was saying to y'all, maybe not 2 hours. You shouldn't do 2 hours because 2 hours might be too much and you're getting a lot, but you're not. And Spirit said, no, you're right with 2 hours. 1 hour for the lecture and 1 hour for the practice. While it's right here, great healing is here for you. As I love it, Law of Attraction, she always says, there's great love here for you. Let's do the work, ladies. And I'll see you a little later. If you make a comment, if you don't, you process it, that's fine too. But I'll be there for you. I love you, queens. I hope that you get it. I hope those that are watching the replay get it. And guess what? They're watching the replay. That's why I got to get off. So you can feel like you was going to watch a 2-hour video. Well, now you can take the 40 minutes to do the work. So I'm going to go now. And I'll see you all in my next video, whether it's on YouTube or right here again. This is Lisa Marie of the Blackberry Beauty Transformative Academy. Ancient African wisdom for the mind and sister. El Rosa Negra. The black rose that you are, she gets that way because she knows some things. She's a very, very, very intelligent woman. I love you, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace and blessings.